Hey everybody, this is Mark from the Geek Church, and this is another episode of my show, specifically The Geek Church, the show. And we're starting season 2 with CES 2024, the movie. Anyway, I got a lot to say, and honestly, I wanted to make this movie last year when I went to CES 2023. Yeah, this is going to be a several part series where I'm just going to go into what I did at CES 2024, which was last week at the time of this recording. And like a lot of movies these days, it starts out pretty much at the end of things, I guess, and then we're just going to do kind of a flashback to what happened before, because most movies are like that these days, aren't they? And the reason why I didn't make the CES 2023 movie last year, because it turned out to be an awful endeavor, but I'm going to spend the time it's going to take to make this film, or at least make what I believe is going to be a lot of this. So I'm going to be kind of coming in, interrupting time, but I'm going to show you the footage I got, a lot of stuff that I'm going to show. So without further ado, let's talk about CES. Every year during the first week in January, I head down to Las Vegas for an awesome tech show known as CES. CES stands for Consumer Electronics Show, and it's probably the biggest tech event of the year, and I'm going to record my journey to and from it from beginning to end and bring it to you. Okay, my site has been specifically product reviews for the past few years, and I've also gone into full video reviews. Essentially, if you see anything on my site, it's got a video attached to it. And yes, I'm doing this video because I need to make more subscribers. And honestly, I'm looking for work. So, hey, I want to do something big. This is probably going to be the biggest thing I'm going to do this year, maybe. I think I've succeeded in introducing myself. I don't want to go into too much talking about just the particulars of my travel, like my plane rides and stuff like that, or my setup. But I did have some interesting things happen that did affect my video. But I want to get to really the footage of CES, and I want to talk about the Media Days, because CES doesn't really start until actually like there's a certain day that it starts. In this case, it was Tuesday of last week, but it really started on Sunday. So that's when I flew down. But yeah, something happened though. Well, I was supposed to leave on 3 o'clock in the morning on Sunday morning. Unfortunately, my flight was canceled due to the bad snow weather out here. So I'm going to miss CES Unveiled this year, which I am really upset at. I can't tell you how upset I am at this. It's really just getting to me. Okay, so yeah, my flight was canceled, but it was delayed, and I ended up leaving that afternoon. And from there, I did some little tricky tricks to make sure I did make it to CES Unveiled. Okay, right now I'm here in Boise, and I'm going to catch my flight to Vegas here pretty soon. And then I'm going to try and get into CES Unveiled by the skin of my teeth, and if I'm lucky, I'll get there in the last half hour of it, because its party starts at 8, and my plane's due to arrive at 7. Assuming that it doesn't take too long to get my stuff, because I got to pick up a badge, and then I got to take a Beltran van, and Mandalay Bay is pretty close to the airport, so they might make that stop first. I'm going to see if I can arrange that, and then from there, maybe this will work. There's a lot of walking to do, but I'm just going to try for it. Nothing else. Maybe get some food or something like that, because I'll be pretty hungry, I'm sure, by that time. And yeah, sometimes after Unveiled, there's like other parties going on, but I haven't heard any from them. Usually I hear about them. So I don't know, but I'll catch every booth as it's in CES Unveiled as it's being torn down. So who knows? Maybe I'll actually get something. I don't know. Okay, as I mentioned before, my flight got canceled, which means that I thought I was going to be missing CES Unveiled, but I actually kind of made it. What happened was, when I arrived at the airport, I knew I had to do several things, because I arrived at the airport around 7, and the CES Unveiled party was going to end at about 8:30. So, here's what I did. I basically knew I had to do a few things. Even just to get into this party, I needed a media badge. Fortunately, the airport had a place where they would print up the badge for you, and I got it printed up. That didn't take much more than a few minutes. And then, since I made my trip with Expedia, I did this thing where I just walked down to where the van was supposed to shuttle me to my hotel, which was the Luxor. But instead I said, take me to Mandalay Bay. And they said, sure, we can do that. And then they said, the van will be here in a half hour. And I said, oh man, I almost made it to the party with some more time to spare. And I was pretty upset. But then somewhat of a miracle happened. The van was actually there in about 20 minutes. And there were actually 2 people that had to be on the shuttle, and they were going to Mandalay Bay. So it wasn't like they had to stop them along the way and waste even more time. So I went straight to the Mandalay Bay, which was actually the long way around, because if you know where the airport is in comparison to Mandalay Bay, it's only 2 miles away, but you can't walk there from it, although I actually theorized that if I could just run from there to Mandalay Bay, I could make it. I'm not going to try that theory. I never tried walking from my hotel to the airport. Something about that, even in broad daylight, doesn't feel smart to me. Anyway, so the Mandalay Bay takes me to the shuttle, and then, it takes me to, the shuttle takes me to the Mandalay Bay, and then from there, I'm having a hard time even finding the party. I'm having because these casinos, they are like mazes sometimes. It is difficult to get from one end to the other, and they are huge. And some of them even have trams in them so they can get you to places. And so I decided to, this is something I kind of did as an experiment earlier, but I had this GoPro camera, and yeah, that's the footage you're seeing there, and I decided to strap it around my neck, and then if I wanted to, I could just click it on, and I could get footage of some of these parties or other things I'm going to. The footage is shaky at best because it's just bobbing up and down on me as I'm walking. As far as, I tried to figure out, for the live media, I tried to figure out where I could get a way to do this, and I finally figured it out. Basically, I had an old CS bag, which was pretty crummy, and I just took the twine off it and just used it to hold the camera. And that's how I got this footage. Yeah. So, after the party was over, which was, I don't know, maybe 5-10 minutes after I arrived, I walked to the Luxor. I had to wait in line for the check-in, and eventually got to my room where I promptly fell asleep. That was just the first day. Hey everybody, this is Mark from TheGeekChurch here, and I have quite an exciting day today at CES. And tomorrow, though, that is going to change. Tomorrow is another media day. I'm hoping to live stream a lot of the events, and I'm also planning on doing get some good GoPro footage, because I know that's available. There's a part there, and there's going to be a lot of companies represented. I want to get several 1-minute videos that I'm going to post on TikTok, as well as some YouTube shorts. So there will be no shortage of CES this week coming from me, I can tell you, even though that I got off to a bad start. What can I say? It just happens sometimes, and when that happens, you got to just sort of go through it. And